Hello, Steve White, Steve White's 89. Well, we've got some news about Halloween Kills. I think it's bad news. Basically, they are releasing the film both in theatres and on Peacock streaming. So it's getting like the day and date theatrical and streaming release, which is kind of a bit of a death blow, really, to the box office. We've seen this with Black Widow and a few other films that opened during COVID times. So it wasn't just the fact that COVID was stopping people from going to the cinemas, or there weren't as many cinemas open, or cinemas had closed because of COVID and actually, died and didn't come back after the things reopened. It's just not a good thing. Now, contrary, Disney, who just had a big hit with Shang-Chi, basically has announced that all their future films are now going to be theatrical releases only, because they released Shang-Chi theatrically and it made a lot of money. It did well. People went to the theatres to see it, and that sort of proved to them that you can open a film post-pandemic and make money. You don't have to do the day and date. You don't have to do the streaming as well. And at least with Black Widow, people had to pay to actually see it. So Disney made money now. The cinemas didn't make money. Disney doesn't care about them because they just care about the streaming service, and they got money for the subscriptions and the streaming service and people paying to actually view the film. But Peacock apparently isn't doing that with the premium or premiere service that they've got. You don't have to pay, you get the film for free. So people don't have to go out to the cinema. They can just stay home and watch the film. And I mean, it just takes people's drive away from going to the theatre. It hurts the box office. It hurts the theatre owners. It would benefit Peacock if they got more subscribers, or if people had to pay for it. But if no one pays for it and they don't get more subscribers because there aren't enough Halloween fans to sort of bring new people to the service, and enough people already have it, there's really no benefit, and it's just detriment, because people who would have otherwise gone to the cinema and paid a bunch of money are not going to now. So I think it's a huge mistake. And Mustafa Akkad's son, I've forgotten his name, he's not impressed. He's basically said the only thing that could kill Michael Myers is the box office, as in if it doesn't make money. And if this film doesn't make money, could they not make the third film if it bombs? I'm guessing it's going to happen anyway, but maybe not. It could get cut last minute if the film doesn't do well, although they could blame it on the situation. But was he referring to another series after this? Because people are acting like this is the last, that this trilogy is the last, and Jamie Lee won't do any more like that, like she was Halloween or something, when the series went on after her. She was only in the two films originally. But yeah, I mean, I'm not that bothered. I mean, I wasn't really that impressed by the film. I mean, it was a great experience seeing it on the 40th anniversary. I was really hyped up for it. I watched the original film in the cinema the same day, and then like half an hour later we watched the film again, the new one, and I watched the other films before that, before I went to the theatre. It was great, but then I was disappointed by the film. I was disappointed when they removed the family connection. The films made no sense. Why this killer would come after her again, why she would think he would come after her, why she'd spend 40 years of her life obsessed with this, thinking this guy's going to come back when there's no link between them. It just didn't work. It didn't make any sense. And then she spends 40 years creating this trap for him that doesn't even hold him, and he escapes anyway. It just undermined itself, and they should have had Danielle Harris back. They should have Danielle Harris as the daughter instead of that other bland actress who I can't remember her name. I can't remember what she looks like. She was just there reading lines. They really should have had Danielle Harris. That would have been a real show of respect to her and what she did in Halloween 4 and 5, to have her back, but they didn't do that. The only good thing about this film is, of course, they've got Kyle Richards back, and the only reason why I watched Real Housewives was because I saw that Lindsay was on it, and I started watching it because of that. But yeah, I mean, the first film did really well. It did $250 million. It was a big deal because it was the first film to open that big with a female actress over 50 in a horror film led by a female, and Jamie Lee Curtis got on that, and they got on the whole feminist sort of pitch with the film, and they marketed it really well. But then she still didn't kill Michael. She didn't end it. And apparently in this film what's going to happen is she's going to, once she gets to the hospital, because it continues on the same night just like the original Halloween 2 did, But apparently she's going to get Hulk. She's going to track down all the other people who are involved with the original case and all that, and get the town involved and get a whole mob of people to fight Michael, which could be interesting because they've never done something like that, and they often don't do that sort of thing in horror films. It's all about isolating the person. The idea of community horror and a group of people could be really interesting, and not just a usual one person against the other, the bad guy, in a dark house sort of thing. So it could be interesting. And the other thing about pushing this back is a lot of people got upset that the film got pushed from last year, is it does make it the 40th anniversary of the original film being released. It's not the 40th anniversary of the original date anymore, so I don't really care on that level when it opens. But at least it's now the anniversary of this date. But I think the box office is going to be hurt by this. I think it's a bad choice. But I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Bye.